Welcome everyone. If you've ever wondered about sublimation, this video will give you everything you need to get started in record time. Whether you're a crafter, a business owner, or just getting started, this guide will simplify everything for you. In today's video, we're going to go over what is sublimation, how is it different than vinyl DTF, the tools and materials needed, what to make first, advanced tips and tricks, and fixing common issues. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Sublimation is a process where heat and pressure transform sublimation ink into a gas that bonds with polyester and polymer-coated surfaces. This will create vibrant, permanent designs that don't peel or fade. Pretty cool, right? We'll keep this explanation short. For a more in-depth dive on the science behind sublimation, I created a dedicated video for it and I'll link it in the description below. So how is sublimation different than vinyl and DTF? Sublimation, vinyl, and DTF are all popular methods for customizing shirts, mugs, and other items, but they work very differently. Sublimation printing becomes part of the item. You can't feel it, there's no peeling, the colors are always vibrant, and they'll last pretty much forever as long as it's on a polyester surface. The biggest drawback of sublimation is the fact that it's meant for light-colored, polyester-coated substrates. There are workarounds such as sublimation vinyl and glitter vinyl, which takes a few more steps, but it's not as easy and clean as I feel like the DTF process is on a dark fabric. Vinyl, on the other hand, involves cutting designs out of colored vinyl sheets, usually heat transfer vinyl or HTV as most people know it, and then using a heat press or an iron to stick them to the fabric. The design always sits on top of the material, which gives it a slightly textured feel. It can work well on cotton and other dark fabrics, but over time vinyl tends to crack, peel with repeated washes. The upside of vinyl is the fact that it requires very little equipment to get going. It's pretty cheap to get started in, but the weeding process of vinyl, it takes patience. Last but certainly not least is direct-to-film or DTF printing. DTF printing is a new method where you print the designs on a special film using DTF ink. You apply powder, cure it, and then heat press it onto the fabric. Like vinyl, DTF also sits on top of the material, but it's more baked in and it's more durable over the long course. But it allows for full-color, detailed prints and works on a wide range of fabrics, including cotton. Each method has its pros and cons, but sublimation is ideal when you want vibrant, permanent prints on polyester or coated items that are light in color. First, you need a printer. Dedicated printers like the Epson F570 are built specifically for sublimation, offering top-notch reliability. Converted printers like an Epson EcoTank are more affordable but require extra setup and maintenance. Not all printers work for sublimation because sublimation relies on a special type of ink that transforms from a solid into a gas when heated, bonding with polyester materials or polymer coatings. Traditional printers are designed for standard liquid inks, which don't have the chemical properties needed for sublimation. Printers compatible with sublimation, like dedicated models like Sawgrass or converted inkjet printers such as Epson EcoTank, use piezoelectric printheads. These printheads precisely eject sublimation ink without heating it during the printing process, preserving the ink's special properties. Printers with thermal printheads, like many HP or Canon models, use heat to disperse ink, which can cause sublimation ink to activate prematurely and damage the printer. This is why printer compatibility is crucial for successful sublimation projects. I won't dive too deep into individual printer models, as I always have an updated video on my channel on a full buying guide to sublimation printers. Sublimation paper is essential for sublimation because it is specifically designed to hold and release sublimation ink during the heat transfer process. Unlike regular paper, sublimation paper has a special coating that keeps the ink from soaking into the fibers, ensuring the ink stays on the surface. This allows the maximum amount of ink to transfer to the substrate when heat and pressure are applied. Without sublimation paper, much of the ink would be absorbed or lost, resulting in dull, incomplete, or ineffective transfers. Sublimation paper ensures vibrant, precise designs by efficiently carrying the ink from the printer to the substrate. Your heat press is where the magic happens. There are a few types of heat presses available: flat press for fabrics and coasters, tumbler presses or mug presses for cylindrical objects, or even use an oven for 3D objects like phone cases or oddly shaped items. Prices for heat presses vary wildly based on size and features. I have a video on my channel that goes into more detail about the various types and features of heat presses. There are some basic supplies you will need to help you on your sublimation journey. Butcher paper is useful to protect your press from ink bleed. I use a piece on top and bottom of every piece that I do. Sublimation tape will allow you to tape down prints to keep designs in place. Cushion pressing pads allow for even pressure on uneven surfaces.
So, what all products can you use sublimation on? While it's impossible for me to list all the possible items that can use dye sublimation printing, here's some of the more popular ones. You can do t-shirts, mouse pads, coffee mugs, cell phone cases, bathing suits, socks, hats, glass mugs, glass plates, license plates, sheets of aluminum and steel, canvas, pillows, clipboards, fabric, banners, handbags, puzzles, and much, much more.
The first step is creating a design. Start with software like Canva, Photoshop, or Silhouette Studio. These tools let you customize your designs and ensure the perfect fit for your blank. One of the biggest challenges is properly sizing the print to fit your item. This will take some practice to learn. A helpful tip is to use regular paper when learning how to size your prints, so you don't waste your sublimation paper. Also, don't forget to mirror your image. When you're ready to print your image, load your sublimation paper into the printer. Use high-quality settings and make sure your ink doesn't smudge during printing. Always inspect the print prior to transferring. Once your design is printed, tape it securely to your blank using heat-resistant tape. Follow the correct temperature, pressure, and time settings for your project. For example, a t-shirt might need 375 degrees for 45 seconds with medium pressure. Most things will require between 350 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So, what should you make first? For testing, I recommend picking up some 100% polyester fabric from your local store or from Amazon. It's a cheap way to test settings and get everything dialed in. Once you get everything dialed in, my go-to first project for someone new to sublimation is a mouse pad. It's very forgiving and super easy to design for. In addition, it's easy to press. I usually do them 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 70 seconds face up. Once you get comfortable with that, you can go wild. There are thousands of different and unique sublimation products out there. For sublimation blanks, I love using Amazon, Heat Transfer Warehouse, and Conde systems for most of my substrates. Here are some more advanced sublimation tips that you can try. Using sublimation with vinyl. For added texture, combine sublimation with heat transfer vinyl to create layered designs with unique effects. This can get you around the limitation of using a light-colored shirt. For oversized projects, print designs in sections and tile them together seamlessly. This is an advanced technique that will take some practice and thought through the design process. Ghosting happens if your design shifts during pressing. Use heat-resistant tape and avoid moving the press until it's fully cooled. If possible, remove the sublimation paper as quickly as possible. If colors look dull or washed out, your temperature or time might be off. Lines on your designs? These are typically caused by incorrect paper print settings and dirty paper wheels. If you have incorrect colors, I have a full guide on fixing, adjusting colors. I'll link to it in the description. And that's everything you need to know about sublimation in under 10 minutes. From choosing the right tools to troubleshooting common issues, you're now ready to tackle your next project. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks, and check out my other videos for even more inspiration and how-tos. Happy crafting. Love you guys. Peace.